philosophers. Don't you find the mise-en-scène of the second act to be a bit derivative? Penelope asked, peering at Jack through a pair of lorgnettes. Oh, absolutely. Jack nodded, trying to breathe. It was very actwise, very second-ish. The trouble began when Stanley Roper appeared in the lobby of the Opera House. He was there because Helen had won tickets in a raffle, and he was currently trying to convince the usher that his polyester suit qualified as formal attire. The flamboyant defense. Stanley spotted Jack with the two women. His eyes narrowed. Tripper, what are you doing with females? And why are you wearing velvet? Jack felt the cold sweat of an imminent eviction. He turned to Penelope. Excuse me, darling. I have to go. Consult with my gastrologistics specialist. He scurried over to Stanley, performing a series of frantic, delicate hand gestures. Oh, Mr. Roper, you caught me. I'm just helping these poor girls find the powder room. They're so lost without a man's. A sister's guidance. Stanley squinted. A consultant. Huh? Larry said you were a consultant. I am. I'm consulting them on their color palettes. That shade of blue is simply dreadful with their auras. Don't you think? Stanley shook his head. Tripper, you're getting weirder every month. Just don't consult your way into my seat. I paid for the raffle. I'm seeing the fat lady sing. The crash of culture. The night ended in disaster when Jack, trying to maintain his international consultant persona, accidentally ordered a bottle of champagne that cost more than his monthly rent. When the bill arrived, Larry Kinetic Logistics Dallas was nowhere to be found. Jack had to leave his velvet jacket as collateral. He returned to apartment 201 in his shirt sleeves, shivering in the ocean breeze. How was the opera? Jack, Jonna asked, looking up from her book. It was a tragedy, Jonna. A three-act tragedy involving velvet, philosophers, and a very expensive bottle of bubbles. Did you learn anything? Chrissy asked. Yeah, Jack sighed. I learned that logistics is only logical if someone else is paying the bill. Chapter 39, The Thespian Thriller. Jonna Wood had a secret ambition. She had always wanted to be an actress, and she had finally landed a role in a local community theater production of a Victorian murder mystery titled The Dagger in the Daisies. I play Lady Arabella, Jonna announced, waiting her script. I have a 3-minute monologue before I'm brutally murdered by the butler. Can I be the butler? Jack asked, miming a stab with a spatula. No, Jack, you can be my rehearsal partner. I need you to play the role of Sir Reginald, the man who finds my body, the rehearsal of horror. For the next week, the living room of apartment 201 became a stage. Jana was taking her role very seriously, practicing her death rattle at all hours of the day. Oh, Reginald, the poison, it burns like 1,000 suns, Jana wailed, collapsing onto the sofa. Jack rushed to her side, his voice booming. No, not Lady Arabella. Speak to me, my love. Who has done this foul deed? The fern. Jana gasped, pointing to the ficus before going limp. Downstairs, Stanley Roper was listening through the vents again. He only heard fragments. Poison, brutally murdered, done this foul deed. I knew it. Stanley whispered to Helen. Tripper has finally snapped. He's doing away with the florist. I've got to call the authorities, or at least the building insurance agent. The midnight crime scene. The climax occurred on Friday night. Jana was practicing her final scene, which involved a struggle over a prop dagger, a very dull rubber knife. Jack was playing the villain for this session. Give me the jewels, Lady Arabella. Jack roared, lunging for Jeanne. Never, I'd rather die. Just as Jack stabbed Jeanne, and she let out a blood-curdling shriek, the front door burst open. Stanley Roper was there, wielding his trusty plunger, followed by a very confused-looking patrolman. Halt! In the name of the law and the San Vicente rental agreement, Stanley yelled. He saw Jana lying on the floor, Jack standing over her with a rubber knife, and a pile of bloody, actually ketchup-stained napkins on the table. I've caught you red-handed. Tripper, you're going up the river, and you're definitely not getting your security deposit back. The curtain call. Jana sat up, brushing her hair out of her face. Mr. Roper, officer, what are you doing? She's alive. Stanley gasped. It's a miracle. She has the constitution of an ox. The officer looked at the rubber knife and the script on the coffee table. He sighed the weary sigh of a man who had spent too much time in Santa Monica. It's a play, Mr. Roper. They're acting. Stanley looked at the script. Lady Arabella. Sir Reginald. You mean I called the cops for a Victorian? What's it? It's called theater, Stanley, Helen said, appearing in the doorway. You should try it sometime. It's more interesting than watching the grass grow or checking my gaskets. The officer left. Stanley was forced to apologize by way of a $5 credit on the next utility bill. And Jeanette's opening night was a huge success. Jack, however, was banned from using ketchup in rehearsals ever again. Chapter 40, The Heat Wave Lockdown. A record-breaking heat wave descended upon Santa Monica like a heavy wool blanket. The temperature inside apartment 201 had reached a blistering 98 degrees. and the air was so still you could hear the wallpaper